Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. In this video, it's Pose Season 3, Episode 5, entitled Something Borrowed, Something Blue. I give a full episode recap with photos offset to the side, and then I give my review at the end. No need to dig around. I have all of the minute marks in the comments. It's all coming up next. The realtor explains to Elektra that 92 and 93 were terrible when it came to real estate, but there's a 94 bounce back. The property viewed has 3 bedrooms, a doorman, and no co-op board. So if you're interested in the property, you don't have to worry about a thing. Elektra is content, but needs one room to be a cedar walk-in closet. She's interested, but not borrowing. She wants to pay in cash. She'll have her lawyers reach out to pay as soon as possible. We hear a voiceover by Miss Elektra that a psychic once told her that she was reincarnated as Cleopatra, and she thought, then why am I still eating at Roy Rogers? It looks like the psychic was correct because it only took a little while for this queen to reclaim her kingdom. I eat caviar every day. It's full of B12 vitamins, which keeps my mind sharp for reading. I know you're probably thinking, how? It all started in the least likely of places, at lunch with Miss Orlando. Elektra says to Miss Orlando, I know something's up. You have a $75 manicure, a fresh facelift, and that outfit was in the window at Barney's the other day. Miss Orlando spills the beans that she's working for organized crime, the mafia. They'll do all types of stuff in the neighborhood, and they came to find her. Lip fillers, silicone injections, medicine creams. They order all of her supplies and protect her from the police, and they get a cut of all of her profits. Orlando made sure to introduce Elektra, and in about a week, she was able to speak with Vincent and Marco. Elektra fills them in on her successful phone sex operation, and that 80% of them have a return rate. They think that the phone sex industry is good business, plus low overhead, and Elektra is ready to expand. There's one catch. They need Elektra to launder money. And it's the same thing that Miss Orlando does. She shakes hands on the deal, and they keep the cops at bay, have the accountants fix the books, and the franchise of her business is in tax havens such as Nevada and Delaware. Now, she is a McDonald's of the phone sex business. Now, look at me. If your eyes can handle the sparkle from my jewels. I'm self-made, I'm a rich woman, and I don't need a man. And if I want one, I can hire one for the night. Isn't that right, hot chocolate? And he says, whatever you say, Miss Elektra. Angel and Papi share some morning pillow talk, and Angel wants a winter wedding, but is worried if they can afford everything. Papi assures that they have some money in savings, and if they can't find a dress, they can borrow one from the agency. They can have the wedding at City Hall with Blanca as the witness, and even have dinner at that wonderful restaurant that's her fave. It could be small and intimate, and Angel loves the idea. Blanca is sad that she has to get rid of her crumbling furniture and can't afford anything new, but Elektra reminds her that Mother provides. She's gotten Blanca new furniture, a new dining set, a table, sound system, and even dinner from Club 21. Angel and Lulu wants to know when are their gifts coming, and Elektra says, I haven't forgotten about you, Angel, and my gift to you, Lulu, is rehab. Lulu is frustrated that she doesn't think that she's clean. When she lost Candy, she went into a deep depression, and she found any way that she could to numb herself. She thinks that she's over the addiction, she's got a new job, and she also has a new man in her life, Jerome. But everybody at the table wants to know, Jerome, the bouncer at the strip club? Everyone tries to sound happy for Lulu, but Elektra isn't having it. She tells Lulu, look, I know what clean looks like, and it ain't you. Your pipe smoking has fried your brain. Blanca just wants everybody just to toast to sisterhood and change the subject and be happy for one another. We got a future accountant, a future nurse, a model, and a mogul all sitting at the same table. Remember that we came from nothing. Angel shares the good news that her and Papi will have a New Year's wedding in 4 weeks at City Hall, but Elektra isn't having that either and says, oh, hell no. She wants to pay for everything, and the wedding is more than it's just about her and Papi. Angel goes home and she's excited to share the news with Papi, but he's resistant and doesn't want Elektra to pay for anything. He feels that it's showing the world that he can't take care of his bride. But Angel says that this is the chance that we have to have our dream wedding. It's our day, it's my day, and all of that masculine overdrive, it doesn't really make things better for the situation. She also wants him to consider that if Miss Elektra pays for everything, then they don't have to take anything out of their savings. Papi is very upset when he goes to speak with Elektra and Blanca. Elektra thinks that his behavior is selfish. They explain that the bridal category is at the ball for a reason. It's a taste of a real dream of walking down the aisle, something that the outside world doesn't want them to have. And now Angel can have this experience. Papi realizes the symbolism, and he also apologizes for his behavior and looks forward to the wedding. Angel tries on several wedding dresses, and they're really not feeling it and critique them as they go along. Angel jokes about Blanca trying on some dresses, but Blanca assures that no, sweetie, this is your day. Only you get to try on dresses. But Elektra says, you know what? This day is for everybody, and we should have fun trying them on. And of course they do. Modeling, analyzing, having fun, until Angel finally picks a dress that's clearly the one. The owner shows up and wants to meet the mother of the bride and clocks them immediately. And he seems disappointed. He feels that this trying on the dresses is enough. Elektra reminds him that business is business, and she has a credit card with no limit, so he needs to put his views to the side and make money. He tells Elektra that her money is no good there, and the artists who made those dresses had real women wearing them in mind. Elektra reads the guy for filth, telling him that her coin is too good for this store anyway, and she's not done with him. Even the employee Dominique has had enough and quits the place of business. Papi gets word that someone in the waiting room named Yamina is there to see him. She reports that she's not in Soundview anymore since he was homeless and dated her sister. She got word that he came up and he's doing well for himself. She had to come down to see it for herself. He's happy and even shares that he's engaged. Yamina wants to know why him and her sister Marisol didn't work out. Papi lets it be known that he didn't cheat on Marisol with his now fiance, but he left because he couldn't deal with Marisol's addiction. Yamina even deals with her sobriety. She lets Papi have a funeral program, and she thanks Papi for always trying to help her sister. Before Papi leaves, Yamina shares more. She explains that Marisol left behind a son, and he's about 5 years old now. His name is Esteban Alberto Martinez Jr., and for short, Belto. He just started kindergarten and he's been living with Yamina because he had nowhere else to go. But Papi wants to see the boy ASAP. She lets him see the young boy and whispers that he's a good kid and not like us, thank God. Papi asks the little boy what he's building, and he lets him know he's building a Lego house for his mommy in heaven and can't give him any more details or information because his mommy always told him not to talk to strangers. Papi introduces himself as family and that he can call him Papi if he likes. And the little boy hugs him when he sees Papi begin to cry. Hot Chocolate is sitting there eating some very expensive duds, and Elektra informs him that it's the last meal and instructs the assistant to frisk him down for jewelry and silverware before he leaves. Vincent and Marco want to expand Elektra's business to Canada, but Elektra lets them know that she's called them over for other services. She lets them know that she was denied a wedding dress at a store and she wants to quote-unquote crack heads, but without hurting anyone and no violence. She lets them know that she wants them to steal not just one dress, but every dress in the store, and they can even profit from the dresses they take. Elektra wants the ladies to enjoy all of the spa services to kick off Angel's pre-bachelorette activities, and also that she bought out the spa, which will assure their services. Elektra also shares that she's invited a lot of her friends from the ballroom, and they'll all have a moment to live like queens with an amazing dinner. Blanca thanks everybody for showing up to the dinner and wishing her daughter Angel well. She's happy that Angel and Papi have found true happiness. Angel thanks Blanca and Elektra for teaching her the true meaning of family and thanks them for everything. Elektra surprises everyone that not only will Angel get to live the dream and walk down that aisle, but everybody will walk down that aisle and with their dream dress. Blanca whispers to Elektra that, "How did you pull this off?" But she responds with, "Mother has her ways," and we see a scene of a few of the mafia connections following through with the burglary. Now it's time for strippers. Angel returns home assuring that she didn't drink that much, but she had a good time, and Papi has to share some news. He lets her know that he's a father and didn't know he existed until today. He wants him to live with them, and Angel wants to know why and how does he know that this is true, and somebody could just be lying. She's upset that they're bringing in a child into the mix, and she's just not ready. She's just getting on the brink of her sobriety. She's not ready to be a mother. Papi doesn't know what else to do and reminds Angel that, "Haven't I always been there for you? And does that mean that we're just not going to get married? So you mean to tell me that there's not going to be a wedding?" He gets down on his knees and begs her to stay. But all she can do is respond over and over again, I can't, and leaves. And that is the end of the episode. Thank you all for tuning in, and now it is time for the best part, your favorite part of the video, and that is my review of this episode. First, let me start by saying it's very frustrating and upsetting that this show is coming to a close, and not only a close, but a rushed conclusion. I think there's only 3 more episodes left, 2 or 3 more episodes left before they close it all, and there's so many storylines that didn't give us closure, or either if there was closure, it's kind of like, okay. They're trying to cram as many backstories as they can to just give us an idea of how stories may end. But after thinking about it, there could have been a few episodes written differently, and there could have been a few backstories that we could have done without. For example, Pray Tell going home, we understand that he's going through a lot, and with his illness, he may not have that much time. But I feel with him going back home that maybe there could have been a couple of scenes and not the entire episode. There's just a lot of backstories where I was just like, that could have been turned into a couple of scenes and not dedicated a whole episode by itself. Yes, these are critical characters. Yes, it's a pivotal season, but it could have given us a little bit more wiggle room to get more closure with a lot of stuff. I mean, we got the closure about Elektra's closet. We got the closure, kind of have an idea of Christopher and Blanca, more of an idea of Angel and Papi, like kind of giving us closure how they're moving on. But you could tell that it's rushed, and it's very unfortunate. I feel that to tie everything into a bow to end this series is going to be very difficult. But I think the way that they're going about it is kind of like, so it's kind of like, oh no, it's like, it's just frustrating because there's so much more that I wanted to learn about so many other characters. And I get it. I mean, there's only so much you can do and so much budget that you have, and so many writers that probably jumped ship and said, I don't agree with this. I don't think this character should do this. I don't think that character should do that. It's no telling what they discussed at many of the writers' sessions and what are we gonna do with this? What is happening? A lot of the shifts in focus have changed as well. We know about Pray Tell's illness. We know about Blanca's illness, right? But their health concerns within this illness for some characters have kind of like vanished, because if you remember with Blanca, I mean, it was even a point to where she was unstable and kind of to the point when it came to energy, and she was even in a wheelchair. Remember her performance where she did the Star Spangled Banner that was performed by Whitney Houston, and she was in a wheelchair. She was able to stand up, but her energy and everything was just so low. And now we have this bloom of maybe just kind of forcing that she pushed through, and maybe just assuming that she got better medication and is leading a healthier life, etc. I would love to know more information about Christopher and how that's evolving. They added in some characters that I could have done without. I know that there's information about the individual that plays the character of Damon and why a lot of the characters are not in this final season. A lot of actors did not agree with some of the changes and maybe moving on to other endeavors. There's a lot behind the scenes, but a lot of characters gone and a lot of unnecessary characters added. So I'm just really curious to see how they're going to sum all of this up in 2 or 3 or more episodes. It's kind of like, I don't know. we shall see. Maybe in the finale, maybe one of them will be 2 hours. I don't know, but it's really killing me softly that they're having it ended this way. So let's get to this episode. Now, let's start off with Papi and Angel. Now, I kind of agree with Angel when it comes to the fact that, okay, we're just going to take this person's word that this is your son. Can we get a DNA test or something before we jump into taking care of a child? I mean, I can see both ways. I can see, Papi's, view of it. 50%, this is my son. He needs to be with me. I need to take care of my responsibilities. And I can see Angel's perspective. Like, there's a kid. Can we get a DNA test? And this is about to shift and rock our whole, relationship with who we are. I think that's worth it. I think it's worth to get DNA and just to be sure about it. And if it is his son, then yes, that's one of the things that you have to accept about your future husband, that he's a father. And also, he's not to blame because, like he said, I just found this out today. That's going to be one of those things to think about and discuss as a married couple. But then again, it's not fair to, I can see it's not fair to her either, because she's like, hey, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't say I wanted to be a mother type of thing. So I could see how that could rock the boat a lot. I could see how that could hurt both people, because you're like, well, I'm trying to take care of my responsibilities, but at the same time, the other person didn't want it. I get it. With Elektra's character, so with Miss Orlando and Elektra, like, I get you're making big money and you're doing all of this stuff, but I could see how that would entail another season to go deeper into what Elektra's getting into. To kind of paint this picture like, oh, I got mafia money and I'm laundering money and everything's just great, when we all know from a lot of seasons and gangster series and movies that it ain't just a walk in a park and you got this money in the end and you can step into the sunset. No. There's so many dangers in that. I was thinking for a while that Hot Chocolate was maybe a narc or maybe, a detective trying to fake the funk and be with her. And you can't, when you start getting into that mode, you can't trust anybody. And it also bothered me that Elektra was sitting there at the dinner table serving sushi to everybody and telling everybody, hey, I launder money and I'm self-made. And it's just like, girl, you can't tell everybody that. When you get involved in that, you can't tell anybody, not even your close friend, your family members, anything. And she's just sharing it all like, oh, if you could look at me and not get blinded by the sparkles in my jewelry. It's like, you telling everybody that, like, oh yeah, I'm the McDonald's of the phone sex industry and I'm in these tax evasion areas. And it just seemed kind of weird. And I could see that in an additional season how that would catch up with her, because you're laundering money. But who are you to kind of pull the mafia in and say, hey, can you do me a little favor? Because always with the mafia, a favor is with a favor. You don't get anything for free. So it's just like, okay, you quote unquote crack some skulls without being violent and you stole some dresses. But now the issue is, what do you have to do in return? That's how we would need another season. And none of that stuff, I don't think we have time to mention or talk about in just 3 episodes left. It's kind of like, yeah, what's going on? Also, the issue with Lulu and her sobriety and her trying to be sober and, you know, going to rehab and all of that. Like, we really could not tap in too deeply into that. Angel, you know, I know she mentioned with having the resources for getting clean, but that could have been pulled into the new season. Her, we thinking that she's clean and then they having some sort of relapse. You have relapses, so that's what could have been in an additional season as well. You have people who relapse and seem like they're doing great, but what's reality is that, you know, people have sobriety for a while, and then when you have a rough patch in life, you unfortunately relapse. I mean, that's just things that happen in life and something to put into writing. Once again, we only have 3 episodes left. With Blanca going into nursing school, I guess we can assume that she's healthy enough with her medications and the status of what she has being, I guess, at a level to where she could go to school and become a nurse and all of these things. So it's just like, only 3 episodes left. I mean, it's just so much to go over. And it just kind of sad to me that we really just didn't get to finish a lot of stuff. A lot of the ballroom scenes could have been minimized, but it is called Pose. I mean, that is that ballroom life, and the characters around it has more of a weight to it than, you know, a lot of the storylines. So we needed a lot of the backstory with, you know, their ballroom history and all of that. So I guess just this episode just had me like, okay, so it was good. I must say, it was good to see positive things. You know, it's always good in the show where it's so much sadness going on, and you smile watching them having fun at the spa and getting massages and mud baths and being in the sauna and seeing them get nice things. And after going through so much of people passing away and violence and run-ins with the law. So I mean, it's good. I mean, it's up and down with this with the show, right? Sometimes it's just like 3 sad episodes, because I promise you at the beginning of the season I was just in tears from so many sad things. So this episode was refreshing to see some positivity, and then the characters having fun and getting new things and relaxing and enjoying some money and spending some money. So yes, so just let me know how you think it's going to come to a conclusion, because I'm kind of worried. I already put it in my mind and in my heart that maybe it won't end too well. I have a feeling that we're going to have, maybe in that last episode or second to last episode, that a few people will pass away without a doubt. You know, I'm guessing pray tell, and it will be a very, very big shocker and tearjerker if it's Blanca. Yeah, so that would really probably set it off to where, you know, the audience has a true emotional connection with those characters. So let me know what you think. Subscribe, like this video and several others. Make sure you check out some of the series that I have in the pinned comment. Just to check out some different shows to see if you like it. Leave a comment below. And remember, it's okay if we agree to disagree, but just please respect one another in the comments. And also check me out on Instagram at the same profile name, officialbunne_E. If you're just here for Pose, I guess I'll see you next week. And for those of you who are looking at other shows, The Handmaid's Tale, make sure you also check out the last season of Yana Fix My Life, and so much more. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.